Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Hope you're having a great day. It's been a long season and it's going to be a long night. And we're all thinking who's going to win? What's going to happen to our country afterwards? You look at the streets of New York, of Boston, of California, and you see them boarding up the windows of the stores, worrying that in case the wrong candidate might win, there might be riots or demonstrations. And you think about where our country is and what have we gotten to. And guilt could be thrown around on all sides, and there's enough guilt to go around, and there's enough blame to go around. I'm not going to speak to you about who's going to win, because that's not what I do, and that's not what I know. I will tell you that although I have my opinion, which I never share in public, in my Torah classes, or from the pulpit, because I believe that everyone should be able to have their choice and still have a rabbi who nurtures their Judaism and is connected to them without feeling alienated, and I don't think it's a place for a rabbi. I do wish and can't wait for this to be over, which is sad, because at the end of the day, this is the greatest right and privilege we have in our country, to vote. It's a democracy. We vote and we choose a president, and then the country rallies around, no matter if you chose for him or if you didn't choose for him. This week's Torah portion, we read about the first Jew being chosen, Abraham. In fact, every day in prayers we say to God, Atu Hashem Elokim, you are God, our God, Asher Bacharta Ba'Avram. You chose or you elected Abraham, depending on how you word it. How do you call elections in Hebrew? In Israel, when they have elections, they say Bechirot, which means to choose. You elected Abraham. And you took him out of Ur Kasdim, and you chose him and his children afterwards. Why did God choose Abraham? You know, you watch Fiddler on the Roof, and you have the famous part where Tevye says, God would have chosen a nation. Could you pick on someone else for a change? What does choosing mean? Why did God choose us? And the answer we find in this week's Torah portion, when God turns to Abraham, and he says, I chose him. What does he say? Ki adaitiv. Because I know his soul. L'man asher yitzav es banav. He will teach his children and his household. V'shamru derech Hashem, they will guard the way of God. L'asais tzedakah o mishpat, to have righteousness, justice, and kindness. The man havi Hashem el Avram. That's why God chose Abraham. Why did God chose Abraham? Because Abraham will nurture his children to have justice and kindness. But why both? If you have justice, what is kindness? If you have kindness, why do you need justice? And the answer, of course, is because even when there's justice, there needs to also be kindness. There's a way you could do your justice with sensitivity, with kindness to others. And God chose Abraham. He elected Abraham because Abraham would nurture his children in such a way. What are we choosing to nurture our children with? What are we choosing to teach our children with? Every time I open my social media page, forget about what I see going on in the world, what I see on my own page, the animosity, the intolerance, the words we use to label others, families that are broken up and people that won't respect others because of their choices. We talk about being an open society, a tolerant one. How can we be so intolerant? And that's what I ask you today. By the time we go to sleep tonight, I hope and I pray that we're going to know who's the next president of the United States. And I pray that each and every one of us lowers down the volume and teaches our children the power of democracy, and teaches our children the power of each single vote and how each human being counts. Who tells our children not to worry because our country will be okay no matter what. Our country is too strong. Our democracy, our system, the way it was set up. We need to have tzedakah, tzedek, we need righteousness, we need justice, but we also need chesed, compassion. We need to have the balance. So stop looking at your social media posts and what all your friends might be posting or not. Focus inward. Celebrate, you know what we say? In Hebrew, there's a very famous quote from, I think it's from the prophets, or the scriptures. It says, Leiv melachim v'sarim b'yad Hashem. The hearts of kings and ministers are all in the hands of God. At the end of the day, we have to have faith. We have to choose to heal. We have to choose to do the right thing. We have to choose to watch how we speak. We have to choose to watch how tolerant we are. I pray with all my heart for our great country that's so compassionate and so kind and so loving to the whole world. We're always giving, we're always caring, we're always sharing, that we should leave some of that for ourselves. And we should be oh so kind, oh so tolerant, oh so caring for our own fellow citizens who might not think like us. And tonight, after the final vote is cast and the president is chosen, that we choose to celebrate our country and to unite with our friends and our family who might not think like us, and give them the respect and the love and the tolerance that they need. That's why God chose Abraham. We're Abraham's children, and we need it now more than ever in this divided country with so much friction and all those on the fringe taking advantage of the situation. May God bless you all. May the United States of America be strong and be blessed. And let us not forget that at the end of the day, in God we trust, and He will deliver. Have a great day.